We were meant for this, Nathan. You, me, together. We were destined for something great.
Uncharted 4 is the ultimate game of the beloved character Nathan Drake. It's the apex of quality of the series, with the best gameplay, graphics, and visuals of the series, along the Lost Legacy.
For those who prove worthy, paradise awaits.
The game was developed by the legendary studio Naughty Dog and released in 2016, only on PlayStation 4, but later, a new version with the Lost Legacy was also released on PlayStation 5 and Windows.
I'm a man of fortune, and I must seek my fortune. So,
The game is an amazing third-person shooter video game experience with impressive graphics, responsive and fluid gameplay, and a lot of charisma, mixing thrilling action moments and immersive stealth combat in many different areas such as deserts, snowy mountains, castle, ruins, and much more. One of the best games of this beloved and amazing series.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they found her. Get in there! Go in! Nate, shotgun! I see him!
Before this whole thing started, I just floated through life. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but my life didn't start until the world came to an end.
I want to be something more fun.
All right, nerds, this ends now!
I sense some epic missions in my future.
To battle!
Sunset Overdrive is an action open-world game with a lot of charisma. The studio that developed the game is Insomniac Games. Yeah, the same studio of Spider-Man games of PlayStation. But the interesting part is that this game is exclusive of Xbox One and PC, and it was released in 2014, of course before of Sony buying the studio. Sunset Overdrive transforms an open-world apocalypse into your tactical playground. Zip, grind and wall run across Sunset City with an unconventional arsenal. Hyper-agility, unique weapons, and customizable abilities deliver an explosive and irreverent adventure in the end times. The world is colored and beautiful, and despite it's in a catastrophe, the game is really charismatic and funny even, with quirky characters, cosplayers, and much more. The best thing by far of the game is the gameplay that's fast, stylish, and really immersive, with many possibilities, grinding everywhere, even in the wires of the streets, jumping in many different places, and shooting with a lot of weapons. So believe me, you won't regret playing this game if you want to have fun.
We'll take Bisco down, or we won't, but we'll get some wicked respawn animations.
Max Payne 3 is the last game so far of an amazing and immersive third-person game series, and believe it or not, this game was developed by Rockstar Games 1 year before of GTA 5, in 2012.
kind of people who need protection in a town like this. And what kind of town was this? One where I didn't speak the language and they didn't water down their drinks. So for now, we seem to get along just fine. Of course, that was about to change.
The game is to this day an amazing experience, but the sad part is that it's only available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Mac OS, and Windows, but I still have hope that someday this game will be remastered. So many games are remastered every year, and many don't even need of a remaster, but this is a game that I'll be happy when they announce it.
The great thing about being famous as well as rich is the bad guys know who to kidnap.
No longer a New York City cop, Max Payne moves to Sao Paulo, in Brazil, to protect a wealthy family in an effort to finally escape his troubled past. A game with an excellent gameplay to this day, insane visuals, and an immersive storyline that every fan of third-person shooter games or even fans of Rockstar games should play it. A nice game to play before of GTA 6.
Mr. Bronco!
For a time, the humans of Serra knew the illusion of peace. Until Emergence Day.
Gears of War Ultimate Edition is the enhanced version of the iconic first game of the series, a game that changed the industry of third-person shooter games, bringing a revolution to the cover style in these games.
Their valiant defense was crushed, with billions dead. Humans denied their enemy control.
The original game was developed by Epic Games and released in 2006, but this remastered version was developed by the studio The Coalition and released in 2015 to Xbox One and Windows. But it's already confirmed that there will be a new version of this game with some small improvements and will be coming out in August 26 to Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and Windows. Yes, Gears of War will be coming out to PlayStation.
By destroying their own civilization.
The game follows the story of Marcus Phoenix and his soldiers, all of them with a lot of charisma and personality. The game features insane graphics, extremely satisfying combat, and a lot of breathtaking action moments that will make you don't want to stop playing it.
Overwhelming odds approaches a final, desperate stand.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. My brother was just a kid when they took him. You called me. So here I am.
Control is another game developed by the studio Remedy Entertainment. It was released in 2019 and was also running for the Game of the Year, but didn't get it too. It's available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. The game is set in the same universe of Alan Wake. There's even a DLC totally connected to Alan Wake, and it's awesome. In the game we'll explore a building that's not exactly what it seems to be. As we play we get even more connected to the world and characters. And this game, like Alan Wake 2, is a masterpiece in a matter on art direction. It's in another level, and I'm serious. The combat is a third-person shooter, and feels like a third-person Metroidvania 2. As you advance you get more powers and weapons, that'll allow you to go even further.
Over and over, I relive my first moments on this alien planet. The crash.
Returnal was one of the first games released on PlayStation 5, developed by the studio Housemarque, and released in 2021 to PlayStation 5, and in 2023, it was also released on Windows.
Even death is no escape. Each time I awake, this planet seems somehow different.
After crash landing on this shape-shifting world, Celine must search through the barren landscape of an ancient civilization for her escape. Isolated and alone, she finds herself fighting tooth and nail for survival. A game with a mysterious story, at least in the start, as it's a roguelike. Every death you'll come back stronger, and with new informations of the story and the gameplay itself, what will make you get further more and more. It was one of the first roguelike games with a 3D and realistic visual, all set in a third-person camera. The combat is frantic and fluid, with many weapons, enemies, abilities, and more, so every attempt will be different in many aspects of gameplay. So if you never played it and like third-person shooter and roguelike games, this is a perfect mix of both.
Last winter, we were up on Farewell Ridge. We're watching the freaks. Thousands of them, I mean, too many to count, are now homeless. World belongs to them now.
Bring it!
We'll survive.
Days Gone is a game that was really wronged in the start, especially because of some bugs, but today the game is way better. It was developed by the studio Bend Studio, a PlayStation studio, and released in 2019 to PlayStation 4, but today there's a PlayStation 5 and Windows version 2, with some small improvements. The world is no longer a place for humans, there are zombies everywhere, and they're many. You've got a motorcycle, that's going to be your journey partner. You'll make improvements, making it always better. You'll get many different weapons, meet different people, and explore an immersive and destroyed, yet beautiful open world. So if you didn't play it cause of the launch, it's really worth to play now. So bad that the sequel was kinda cancelled back then.
Two dogs! Damn it! Stop, Two Dog!
Or for a future that matters, the hell are we fighting for?
Can't shake this guy, Walker! It's the brakes that keep her steady! You out of your mind? Trust me!
Spec Ops: The Line is an excellent but unfortunately forgotten third-person shooter game with an amazing, deep and immersive story and a responsive and addictive combat with multiple weapons and a lot of personality. The game was developed by the studios Ager Development and Darkside Game Studios and released in 2012 to Microsoft Windows, Linux, Xbox 360, macOS and PlayStation 3. An immersive third-person modern military shooter designed to challenge players' morality by putting them in the middle of unspeakable situations. Unfortunately, this game was removed from Steam, so it's harder to find on PC, I mean, officially at least, and on consoles you can play it too, but it's not available on Xbox Store, at least not for me. But what we really needed was of a remastered version of this incredible game, but if you have the opportunity, play it, you won't regret.
33rd get away with any of them?
Yeah, they did.
Don't need a translator to know they're hurting.
What are they saying now?
These people want us gone.
You should get out of here. Leave these people to grieve.
Yeah, I think that's the least we can do. Come on.
Second-class citizens enter the Reich. Transit papers are mandatory at all checkpoints. Failure to present proper documentation will be severely punished. Report any subversive behavior to the nearest political bureau.
The Saboteur is an amazing open-world action thriller that takes you through the seedy streets of Paris as you seek to undermine the German authority and lead a rebellion. Fight across rooftops and through dangerous alleys and operate a wide variety of vehicles and weapons as you navigate your terrain. The game was developed by the studio Pandemic Studios and released first in 2009 to Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and later to iOS and Windows. So if you're a fan of open world and also World War scenarios game, this one may surprise you. Use stealth and disguise to strike at the heart of the Nazi war machine by disabling trains, destroying bridges, and blowing up enemy facilities as you work to remove the oppressive forces from parts of the city. The game is on EA Play for PC, by the way, and is really worth of your time.
There are no words for the pain this war has caused.
We won't get another chance to break out.
Spirit is also a casualty during war.
There is no turning back now.
May he find peace in the next world.
Here's to you, brother. I'm just getting started.
I've been just fine living life with the noose and in my mind.
Red Faction Guerrilla is a fun action third-person shooter. It's a sequel to the previous Red Faction games that were first-person shooter games. This one is set in a different perspective and set in a destroyed open world. The game was developed by the studios Volition, Reactor Zero, and THQ Nordic and released in 2009 to Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. The game allows players to take the role of an insurgent fighter with the newly re-established Red Faction movement as they battle for liberation from the oppressive Earth Defense Force. You decide who, when, where, and how to battle. Utilize guerrilla tactics, improvised weaponry, and modified vehicles to lead insurgent attacks on EDF targets. All that as you explore and discover more and more about the world. That's really curious.